Knights, it is Ivy and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, hello, my name is Ivy, also known as Intuitive Ivy. Here on this channel. Also, I am the co-founder and co-owner of an amazing spiritual business company called Unearthly Treasures, where we sell things such as earrings for those that dare to be unique and different, as well as candles that we just are restocking, and we are adding mystery boxes that I'm so excited for. So come check out our new mystery boxes that we will be releasing by the end of this month. I'm so excited. Anyways, hello, hi, my name is Ivy. This channel is all about the magical, the mystical, and the supernatural. So if you are into one or all three of those things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming another member of our growing Luminite family. We have hit over 1K now, which is super awesome. But anyways, hello. Today we're going to be talking about different decks that I regret buying. I already did a separate video on this where I put like the tarot decks that I regret buying, like sort of my little anti-haul. And today is going to be the Oracle decks or Oracle cards that I regret buying. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and just jump into this. A lot of these decks I forgot the names, so I will put it on the video somewhere. First one, we're gonna start with a very famous one. So it looks like this, and it has these little what are they, seashells? And this is actually a really pretty deck. If you look at the cards are very beautiful. It's so, like, the artwork is honestly absolutely stunning, as are all of Collette Baron-Reid's decks. They're absolutely beautiful. I think it's called the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. It has a very dreamy like feel. However, that being said, unfortunately, I just, for some reason, as stunning as it is, as beautiful as it is, I just did not really vibe with it. I felt like some of the descriptions just, I don't know, was just too simplistic. The illustrations, the symbolism wasn't as, some of the symbolism can be absolutely amazing, but some of them, it wasn't deep. I don't know, it's probably just me. It's not that like, because this is a deck that's very loved by a lot of people, and if you love this deck, like, that's awesome. Just for me, for some reason, I just didn't vibe with it. So the next one that I'm gonna mention, it's called the I Am Oracle deck, or something like that, it's like an affirmation deck, and this one I got on Amazon. This was because I wanted to have like daily affirmations, but I found that, like, at first I probably used it for like about a week or so, and then I just kind of stopped. So again, this is not one that I don't have anything against it. It's just I used this for like a week and then I stopped using it. Although looking at it, like, I do want to keep using these, because these I am affirmations are something that's awesome, something for you to keep fresh on your mind. It's just I didn't use it as often as I wanted to. This deck, again, it's very pretty, it's very stunning. It has like a very, like, it has this like beautiful like silver etching on the sides. The cards themselves, I like how the font is very big, because there are a lot of people that, you know, require like large font in order to read them, so I like how the font is very large. Although there's no like pictures or anything, they are just meant to be affirmations. So it's like a really simplistic deck, but it's also really stunning. However, I just didn't use it as often as I thought I was going to use them. The next deck they're called the Gypsy Oracle cards. So this is a deck, this is pretty much like the, what is it called? The Kipper decks. And this is a deck that I thought was going to be different from the Kipper decks, because I had already bought a Kipper deck before, but it was just like the Kipper decks, nothing different. The illustrations are very old school. I want to say like Rider-Waite old school, maybe a little bit more, a tad bit more modernish than those. but they look like this. They're tiny little cards, and I mean they're nice to add when doing like tarot and oracle, and then adding these little Gypsy oracle cards because it can give a little bit more depth to your message. However, that being said, I didn't really vibe with this deck. The illustrations, to me, I just don't like the illustrations. They're a little too old school for me. It gives me like a very like weird oldie feeling, not in a good way though. So this deck was kind of just, I just didn't vibe with it. It just wasn't what I was hoping for. So that is the Gypsy Oracle cards. I like how it does come in multiple languages, so it has like the message in like English and Spanish, and I want to say that's French. And another language that I'm not sure what other, oh, Italian, because they were made in Italy. But yes, the next one is another popular one. This is called, I believe this is called the Literary Witches Oracle. This is a deck that I loved because it had a lot of like authors, female authors from like back in time. Emily Bronte is another one. I saw like Mary Shelley, and Carson. So all like just like strong female authors from like back in the days that wrote very powerful, now classical novels, or works, I should say, literary works. So that's why I was so excited to get this deck, because I was like, oh my gosh, I like female authors. That's my jam, because I love to read. And yeah, so I thought that I was going to use this deck a lot more than I actually do, and I just don't use it at all. They do have these cards that are very simple, like they say milk, and you can take your, you know, whatever your interpretation or symbolism of what milk may be, mushroom, so things like that. And I actually liked it. I thought I was going to use it a lot more, especially because of the simplicity of it. I thought it was going to be really cool to get some very like deep messages based off of just a word. But for some reason, I just don't find myself reaching for it as much as I should, because a lot of these authors, for example, Mirabai Devotion, this is an author that I'm not that educated about, so I can't really give too much meaning other than just the word devotion about who this is or what this card may mean. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to do a lot of searching and a lot of deep diving into some of these authors before I'm able to use this deck, and I just haven't had the time to do so because I'm concentrated on so many other things. This next one is by the same creators as the Osho Zen Tarot. This is like their archetype kind of cards, or their oracle cards. This is one because I loved the Osho Zen Tarot so much. It was a deck that I was using in pretty much every single reading that I did. I thought I was going to absolutely love this deck. Unfortunately, I didn't vibe with it. And when I did use it, even though I've cleansed it and everything, I just feel like it wasn't as accurate as I wanted it to be, and it just sometimes just didn't even fit with the message that like the other cards were giving me. And it was just like kind of being like, oh, potatoes, oh, oranges, you know, it wasn't going with the message. I'm just, obviously that's a very simple, you know what I mean, like it just didn't go and it just didn't fit. I was just kind of going off doing its own thing, that I was like, okay, these cards are not giving me the accuracy that I want. I tried shuffling them, cleansing them, all this stuff, and you know, sometimes it's accurate and sometimes it's just not, so I just stopped using them. So this next deck, I believe it's called like the Language of Love. This is a deck that when I started looking into like love readings and stuff, I wanted to obviously get some sort of love oracle deck. However, the one that kept popping up is one by Doreen Virtue, and many of you may or may not know that Doreen Virtue just doesn't make decks anymore because she switched her religion and she's like against all of that now. So I wasn't able to get my hands on it, and I didn't want to get like a knockoff version of it. So looking into it, I was like, okay, maybe this one will work. So when I got it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this for love readings. And unfortunately, it's not exactly for love readings. It's more about like universal love and like advice, pieces of advice that like your spirit guides may give you, or like that the universe may give you. Not exactly like romantic love readings. So I wasn't able to use it for that. At the time I didn't know because I saw the little hearts and I'm like, oh no, it's for romantic relationship readings, and it's just not. So this is a deck that went to the side and just never got picked up again. I think I did use it a few times after that, after realizing exactly what it's for, and then I liked using it after that for like pieces of advice, like nuggets of advice. So after a while, I don't really regret this. I don't use it though. Yeah. So the next deck that we have here, I got this one in the 9 of Earth box, I believe it was, and I just never used it since. I saw it, I saw the cards. As soon as I saw the cards, I'm like, I did not feel the vibe. I think I tried using it maybe once or twice, and I wasn't vibing with it. I wasn't getting any sort of message from it, any sort of like symbolism from it. I was just like, I don't like this deck. It has like the faces on it, and then at the bottom it has like the meaning. I like how it has the name of crystals, like it's a whole bunch of crystals, like orange agate, moonstone, amethyst, and then it has the meaning of each one at the bottom. However, we have like these random ladies' faces that just look plain creepy, and while I don't mind plain creepy, this is just a little too, not my type of creepy, I guess, that I enjoy. This is more like, what is it? Knock it till you try it. And it just, even after I tried it, just wasn't vibing with me. Just couldn't get too much out of them. I just couldn't do it. So I decided to put them away and just, I haven't touched them since. Alright, the next deck that we have is called the Cosmic Shaman Oracle deck. This is a deck that I got because I was looking for a deck for simple yes or no questions. You are able to tell yes or no with the tarot, but I just thought it was more simple, and I wanted to start doing like lives and stuff where I could like give people simple yes or no answers to their questions. And so I wanted a deck for that. So I got this one. And this is a deck that when I first got it, I liked it. However, it is very big and it is hard to shuffle because of the size of them. They're absolutely huge, although they slip very easily. So I started using them, and I just found that it has the yes or no plus a little nugget of advice here, and then like a little word to the focus word. So the white cards mean yes, the black card means no. Woo! And then there's probably like one neutral card. This deck, when I was using it for yes or no questions, it just wasn't accurate. It was not accurate at all. So I stopped using this deck because of that, just because it just became so confusing and it just was so inaccurate. And this is another deck that, again, I cleansed them and everything, but I just think that we just weren't meant for each other. I just think that the deck just didn't have me in mind, and I just didn't vibe with the deck back. And we just wanted to go our separate ways, basically. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so the last deck that I'm going to talk about is this Stress Reduction Essentials deck. This is a deck that I got. I don't remember if it was TheraBox or what it was, but this is a deck that I got in one of the boxes, and I was excited for this deck. I thought it was really cute. It reminded me of like the self-care Oracle deck by Goddess Provisions. It had like these very beautiful gold etchings, and the illustrations are absolutely stunning. However, I quickly found that the back is messed up. So the picture in the front is not going to be, it wasn't aligning with the picture in the the picture in the front wasn't aligning with the description in the back. And then I realized that it's because it was on the wrong card, and then the card after that contained the right picture with the description that was supposed to be for that card on the other card. Do you get what I mean? Like, and then healing through art. And then you can see that here she's painting. So obviously this is supposed to be healing through art, and it's on this other card. So do you get what I mean? So things like that, it just like it was on the wrong picture. So I find if I shuffle these, guess what? I'm not gonna know which picture belongs to what, because it's not gonna be after the picture that it was supposed to be for. So I was like, you know what? I was low-key just thinking about just taking out all the backs and then just using the pictures, or just not looking at the back at all and just using the front pictures with the symbolism that's on the pictures. Just because of that, I just don't use it because like I can't use the back at all. So I can just honestly just go by the pictures that are in the front. And yeah. So yeah, so that is it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't yet, again, please consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming another member of our growing Luminite family. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.